local server, we are going to point it to a main domain. We are going to move our entire site to a domain as well as to a server. So I'll show my screen. So I hope if everyone can see my screen. So before any questions regarding yesterday's portion, or like yesterday installing theme, you faced any issues? If you have any questions, you can ask right now, so that we can see. Okay, so no questions. We can go for day 3. So today we are going to see this. We are going to see how we are going to move our website into a domain. How we are going to point our website to a domain. Okay. And also move our website files to a server. So what is a domain? Why do we need a domain? So a domain is a name of a website. So you take any website. For example, if you have a website like take Amazon or Flipkart.com, so everybody knows what those website is, what the brand is. So it stands for. So the domain name is very important. So if you are considering in doing a business online, or trying to develop a website with your own business ideas, so you need a domain name, and your business has a name for it. So getting a domain name is very important when it comes to your business. So there are 2 levels over here. So one is a top level domain, and another one is a second level domain. Okay, so it's TLD and SLD. So what is top level domain? So top level domain is what comes after the name. That is, if you, for example, if you take Flipkart.com. So Amazon.com, Amazon.in. So what comes is .com, .net, .org. So they can be registered with a lot of users like GoDaddy or Mailchimp. So there are a lot of registrars available where you can register your domain name. So if you go to GoDaddy, you can purchase your own domain name. So the top level domain name is actually .com or .net or .org, okay, or .in. There are a lot of top level domain names. So the second level domain name is actually what comes before the dot. That is Flipkart.com or Amazon. Amazon and Flipkart, those are called the second level domain name. That is important. That will be, if you choose a domain, a second level domain name regarding to your business, that will be very useful for you. So for example, here you can see that it's freeexample.com. So the second level domain name is freeexample. Okay. If everyone understood this. So what is this domain name? A domain name is actually an IP address. So when you type your domain name on the browser, it converts into an IP address. There is something called as DNS. DNS is domain name system. It translates this IP address into this host name, that is your website name, into an IP address, and it points to your website. Okay. So each and every domain name has a unique IP address. Okay. So how do I buy a domain name? So getting a domain name, before getting a domain name, first what you have to think is about which part of the domain name you need. Do you need .net or .org or .com or .net? So rather than this, there are a lot of other extensions as well. If you're starting a restaurant business, there is something called as .restaurant. If you start a store, there is something called .store. So if you go to GoDaddy, you can see a lot of extensions available, like .restaurant or .education. There are a lot of .club. So there are a lot of extensions available in which you can get your business, get your domain name. Okay. So the most important thing is that after the dot, what you get, that is very important, because because nowadays even if you that helps in ranking also. So if you get something like restaurant, the search engine gets those domain names regarding to your specific restaurant. Like if you have a restaurant, if you visit on .restaurant, it is very easy nowadays for search engines to track your websites. So that is also very important. And also to buy a domain name, you can go to GoDaddy.in or Namecheap.com, or there is Hostinger. There are a lot of websites where we can go and buy a domain name. So what are the tips on finding a good domain name? Okay. So you can't just go randomly get a domain name. You can, but if you're doing a business, it must be easily remembered for a layman to understand what is the domain. Okay. So as we said, Amazon.com, Amazon.in. So these are some of the standard things that people will remember. So when you are doing a business as well, it's always good that you take the business name as your domain name. That will be easy for people to remember. And also you must be careful that you don't register one that is trademark or copyrighted. So nowadays there are a lot of domain names that is already, there are names that are trademarked and also copyrighted. So you must be careful while you are purchasing a domain name that you do not get those trademark or copyrighted domain names. So you must be careful of that also. So also getting a shorter name. Shorter is usually better because they are easier for customers to remember. So if you get a shorter domain name, that is also very helpful. So it will be very easy for people to keep it on mind. So getting shorter domain name is also good. Avoid numbers or hyphens. So having something like you say Flipkart-something.com, people will easily forget the hyphen, or if you have something like numbers in between, people do not know what those numbers are. So it's always better that you avoid numbers or hyphen. And also, it's better always to get all the domain names on your name. So sometimes if you have Flipkart.com, it's always good to get Flipkart.in, Flipkart.uk, all those other extensions also. It's good that you get all the domain names in your name, because once you get good traffic and there is good business in your website, there are a lot of, it will attract the other people, the copycats, those people, so they can steal those domain names and it will be getting on to it. So it's better that you get all your domain names up to you. If you are expecting good traffic, it's better that you get all the domain names. So that is about domain. So next we are going to see what is a hosting. So hosting. So today what we are going to do is we already have a domain name, and next what we are going to do is we are going to take a hosting platform. So in this hosting platform, we are going to push all our files. So what is this hosting? A hosting provider allocates space on a web server. Okay, so they have a web server. They are going to allocate you some space, and you can push in all your files to this web server, and you can start hosting your website from that web server. Okay. So hosting domain is separate. From that domain, we are going to point to this hosting. Okay. So all the web hosting service providers gives you place for adding your codes, images, audio files, video files, etc. Whatever files you want. There are some restrictions, but most of the people give whatever is available for doing a website. It will allow you to add in all the codes that is for a website. So whatever website you visit nowadays, everything is hosted on a server. So if it's hosted on a server, only you will get to know about it globally. So the amount of space allocated on a server to your website depends on the type of hosting. So whatever hosting you have, those people will keep the amount of space. That is, if they allocate 30 GB of space for you, it's only 30 GB of space. So you can't get more space. So some of the main types of hosting are shared hosting, dedicated hosting, and APS hosting. Okay. Not only this, there are other hostings also. These are some of the common things which we can see today. So shared hosting, APS hosting, and dedicated hosting. So what is the main difference between all these things? It's very easy to see. So shared hosting. So based on the name itself, it's something like a office, okay, like a workstation where there is a lot of traffic. It's a common place where everyone comes together. So something like that. So same like that, shared hosting. It's very cheap. You can get for 2,000 or 3,000 or 4,000 rupees shared hosting. The problem is that the whole thing is shared with a lot of people. So even your website is available on the server. Even other people's website are also available on the server. The whole thing is like noisy, and they have everything. Okay, so if you take an office, there is a place for a printer, there is a place for a stationery items, there is a place for a desk. Okay, there is a small kitchen or restroom. So everything is packed here. Okay, so on a shared hosting, what you do is you just put your files and you use whatever they have allotted for you. So they have given you a small space. You can use whatever is there. You can't add any additional functionality. You can't add anything over there. You can't install anything. You can't do anything. What you can do is that you can just add in your files. All you can do is just add your files to the space what they have allotted for you. Okay. So this is about shared hosting. It's very cheap. You can buy it from minimum to 2,500 or 3,000 rupees. You can buy a shared hosting. As said, it is very noisy and busy. So in the case that sometimes it's fast for you, sometimes it's very slow for you, you can't control those things. So because since it's a shared hosting, you can't do anything about it. So when it comes to virtual private server, VPS hosting. So this is a slight higher plan than the shared hosting, a little bit costlier, but it's like what you can say, it's like a full pack space, but there also you have a few users, but limited number of users. You can make your changes, but there are limitations. But still you can make changes on a few things over that. You can make few customization, but not too much. Okay. The problem is that the good thing is that it's not more noisier than shared hosting, but you'll have a good space. You can make few tweaks on it. You can change something, and it's medium size. Okay, so it's okay. It's little bit costlier than shared hosting, and you have the freedom of doing few customizations on your workstation. Okay, on your server, you can make few changes. When it comes to shared hosting, you can't do any changes. Okay? So next is dedicated hosting. So this is more expensive than the other two hostings what we saw. So here, what is that? Is that the entire space is available for you. Like if they allow it 30 GB or 50 GB or 60 GB, all the space is available for you. You can install your own server. That is, you can install Ubuntu, you can install Windows, you can install whatever server you want. You can host your files and you can point it to your domain and you can start. So here no one is going to ask you anything. They will give you a space for you and you can install whatever you want. Then you can do whatever you want in your dedicated hosting. Okay. So these are the three important things. So when you are going to start your own website, so if you are expecting good traffic, like I'm going to expect a lot of traffic, that's better if you go with dedicated hosting. But if you want to do it for testing purpose, like you want to study something, it's better you go with shared hosting. So in shared hosting, as said, it's going to be slow. There are going to be a little bit of issues for you and getting the files and things like that. It's going to be slow. But anyways, you can study few things from shared hosting. Okay. And later on, if you expect good traffic, you can move your files to a dedicated hosting. So this is all about hosting. So this is the final slide. So this is all about DNS records. This is where you're going to use this. It is going to be used in your domain name. Okay, these some of the records I just put a few records, A record, MS record, and an NS record. Okay, these are few things which will be useful for you. So what is an A record? Okay, so DNS records are simply like as it is said, it is like a phone book for you. Okay, these are like names to map to numbers. So A record, A record is actually basically an IP address. Okay, so this IP address is pointed to the server where the files are. So I will show you on the demo what is an A record. You can see what is an A record. So you will get an IP address from the web server where you will find this A record on your DNS in the domain name. Okay, I will show you a domain name and I will show you the web server as well. So you can see it there. And MX record. MX record is actually for mail purpose. So when you are using Google Mail or any other mails like Zoho Mail, any mails, they give you records to use it to your domain. Or if you want to create your own email, something like some name like graceful.example.com. Okay, so it's going to be your domain name. At that time, to use your domain name, you must give MX records. Okay? So MX record, there is some other records like SPF records and also DKIM records. All these are used for configuring emails. And NS record. NS record is something also a very important record. In here, so today we are going to see two things. I'm going to purchase a domain from GoDaddy, and I have a hosting server in a different web server that is hosting that. Okay, so when you want to give hosting your web server the full control over your domain name, you change the NS record. Okay, that is your name server record. I will show you that in a demo as well, so that it will be easily understood for you. Okay, so these are some of the records that we are going to see today. So that's it. So these are all the things that we are going to cover today. So if anyone has any questions, you can ask right now, or we'll go into a live demo, and if you have any questions, you can ask there as well. Okay. I have a question over here from Nandini. She has asked how we can open a new tab in a website. For example, config page to open in a new tab. So I think this comes this is purely HTML code. I think are you asking it like if you are seeing on a page and there is something called as a tag that you give a link over there for your contact page. There is something called as start with _plan. So if you get a new page, you open it on a new tab. I don't know if you are asking about it. So that is how you open a page in a new tab. Or if you are asking it in some other way, please ask it properly. Okay. The question seems a little bit good. Okay.
So can I answer first? I think when you create a page, it will actually take the option, right? Open a new tab. Some plugins, it gives you an option like if you want to open a new tab or you want to open in that case, it will just
yeah. So the question here is, are you asking it in a menu or in a paragraph? So if you are asking it in a menu, then in that case it depends on the theme. So the theme gives you the feasibility of saying that open it in a new tab. So those all comes under premium themes, where when you create a menu and the menu will give you an option to open it in a new tab, or you can find plugins for it in WordPress. So in the menus you can open it in a new tab, or if you are asking it in a paragraph, so you created a paragraph and you want to open something on that, if you have a paragraph with contact information and you want to open the contact page in a new tab, then you have something called a start with _plan. That is a use and open it on a new tab. For menus, it depends on the theme, so you can use plugins to open it on a new tab. There are a lot of plugins available, you can definitely use. So if still this doubt is not clear, you can definitely unmute yourself and ask. So I can definitely help. Okay. So I think you can jump into the demo. If you have any questions in between, you can definitely ask. So here today I will show you. This is our account. This is our company account. So I'll show you that there are several domains available here, and I'll pick. I'm not going to pick any of our clients' domains, but I'll pick one of our own domains. So you can see that this is our website, day3technologies.in. So if we come into it, there is an option like DNS for you. So if we click on DNS, you can see that we discussed something called as A record. Okay. So in A record, you point the IP address. So the IP address is actually where your server is. So here you see this domain name is pointed to this server, web hosting server. Okay. That web hosting server carries the IP address of this. Okay. And we have hosted it on Amazon AWS. So it's completely different. So they give you a single IP address. We have pointed it to this website. Okay. So once you type this day3technologies.in on your browser, it's going to point it to this A record over here, this IP address. Okay. So and also we saw something about MX record. MX record is actually what we discussed. So we discussed that it's used for mails. So we are using Zoho mails. So you can see all those things. Okay. These are all text records, DKIM, SPF, which I said. Everything is actually for Zoho mails. Okay. So another one thing we saw was NS, that is name server records. Okay. So what happens here is, this is what GoDaddy gives you. These are constant. These are given by GoDaddy. So right now GoDaddy has the full control of this domain, day3technologies.in. Okay. So changing this will cause a huge problem. I'll show it to you in another domain. So here I have given full authority to GoDaddy, saying that you can take over the name server, and I'll just add the records over here. So if I want to add the record, I can just add the record over. I can select whatever CNAME or A record, whatever records I want to add. I can just select and give save. You can see that if I create an A record, it's going to be in a host. So here host is actually a domain name. So when you are going to point it to your own domain name, you have to do that, and points to the IP address, whichever IP address is. TTL is actually the time taken to refresh. Okay. So for 1 hour your IP address will be cached. Okay. So after 1 hour it will get refreshed. So actually based on this time your IP will get refreshed. Okay. So for same like that, for all the records you have TTL time. Okay. So this is for MX record. Whenever you are trying to configure a mail, you have to fill all those details given by the mail server. Whatever details they give you have to fill all these. Okay. So there is a text record as well. So same thing. Whatever you get from, you can see that here Zoho emails has given us text records. So you have whatever they give you have to just copy and paste it. Okay. So right now you see GoDaddy has full control over my records over here. That is because I haven't changed the name servers. So this is about this domain, day3technologies.in. Okay. So I'll show you another domain right now, which is totally different. Okay. So I'll show you this domain. This is just for testing purposes. You can see that I have a domain here called as gxtech.xyz. Okay. So here in this case, okay, gxtech.xyz, you can see that you are unable to change any of the records. Okay. because GoDaddy has no control over your records. That is because you have changed the name servers. Okay. So whose name servers are these? These name servers, this name server's name, all these names are taken from my hosting provider hosting. Okay. So Hostinger provides me the name servers. Okay. So when I place these two records in my domain over here, while I change it, you can see that the entire control goes over to this Hostinger provider. Okay. So if I need to add any records, right now I can come to Hostinger and you can see that there is something called as DNS zone indicator. Okay, if I go over here, now Hostinger has control of all my records. That is all the names. You can see all the records over here. Okay, so Hostinger has taken the entire control of all my records. Okay, this is the domain jx.xyz. You see here, you can see that the message itself says that they can't display your DNS information because their name servers aren't managed by us. Change the name servers, so the entire control of my domain is gone to Hostinger. So it's very important that you understand this, because in future days, if you try to change the name servers, if someone else take over your website, if someone else, you buy the domain from GoDaddy and you want to you're hiring someone to do your works, and if they change these name servers, you don't have control over your domain again. Okay, you don't have control over your records again. Domain is yours, but the records you can't manage from here. So all these records are right now managed in hosting. So today we are going to see that we are going to upload a website in Hostinger only. We are using a shared hosting. This is for testing purpose. So we are going to use a shared hosting. I'll show you how to move the files to Hostinger. So I'll point it to a live domain. So as said, this is the domain gx.xyz. So showing a Hostinger panel over here. So based on each different hosting providers like GoDaddy or Day3, everyone's user interface is going to change. Okay? So here we have Hostinger. Okay? So here what we are going to, the first thing we have to do is you can create a subdomain. Okay? First thing you do is you create a subdomain. Okay? Because I already have a lot of websites here. So how to create a subdomain? You just need to go to the particular place. You can see at the site itself there is a domain, subdomain. You can see a lot of options available. So I'm just going to create a subdomain. So creating something called as electronics.gx.xyz. I'm just going to do create. Okay. So it said that the subdomain is created successfully. Okay. So next what we are going to do is we are going to add a website. Okay. So before that, first what you have to do is you can check. So you can check your file space. For that you have an option called as file manager. So most of the cPanels have something called as file manager. Okay. So come into your file manager. You can select your domain. Okay. And you can see that we created something called as electronics. So over here you can see all the subdomains that I created. According to that, the name is created. So I have created something called as electronics. You can go into this. So this is my space. Okay, this is what we talked about, the shared hosting. In shared hosting, this space is allotted to you. So whatever is available, you can use. Okay, so you can't do anything extra. If you want to install something, you can't do anything. So whatever is available for you, you can do. Okay. So right now, this space is given for me. So if I type electronics.px.swipez. Okay, so your account has been created. Okay, this is a page, a default page by hosting it. You have said that my page has been created. This is a default page. So here I have to upload my files. So yesterday we created a website. Okay. So I believe everyone has your website, whatever we created. So we created electronics. Okay. So we saw this page yesterday. We created this page. Okay. Created this page. So what we are going to do today is we are going to move this entire page to this entire website to the hosting server. Okay. So we have a space for ourselves here. So what we are going to do is we are going to move all these files to a hosting server. Okay. So the first thing what you can do is you can zip all this. Okay. So what we are trying to do today is we are going to move these entire files to a server. First thing you can do is you can compress the files. Don't move individually one by one. That will take a lot of time for you. So it's better that you always compress your files and then move your files. Okay. So here you can see that I have already compressed all my WordPress files. This is all my WordPress files. I have compressed it. Okay. And the second thing what you have to do is yesterday we have to go to our database. So localhost/phpMyAdmin. So okay, I hope everybody knows how to access your database. So this is somewhere where you can take the database. Okay. So electronics is my database. So if you forget what your database name is, you can check it from here. So there is a file called as wp config. Okay. If you open this file, you can see your database name. Okay. There is something called as db name, which is electronics. Okay. Username, password, whatever you have given, the details will be the config. It's very important that you keep this file safe so that when you share, there will not be any issues. So here this is my database electronics. Okay. So what you have to do is you have to export this. Doing a quick export. It is do a quick export and the format is okay. So you can see all the files here. Okay. So this is all your files that are available. So you can see different formats as well. You can also export it as a CSV. Okay. So here, when you export, definitely you will get all the files. There is no issues on that. When it comes to Mac, it will be a little bit different. And what I'll do is I'll create a new file. I'll just copy and paste on this. Save on desktop. And my format is SQL. So I've exported my SQL file, and you can see it's here. Okay. And right now, what we are going to do is we are going to upload all our files over here. So you can see that there is an option to upload, and just drag and drop my files. Okay. So it's totally of 92 MB and upload it as quick as possible. In the meantime, what you can do is, so you have already uploaded your database, so your files are already being uploaded. You can see that you also have to upload your database. So there is something called a database. You can, first thing you have to do is you have to create your database. Okay. So here you have to give your database name. Products. My as well as electronics. Okay, this is just for demo purpose. You have to give us strong password. Whatever you have to create a random password. So as you can see, my database is created and the username is also created. Okay. So this is my database name. This is the host. So so right now you can see that my file is already inside. First thing you have to do is you need to unzip the file. So extract it. Extract. Okay. So here you have created your database. Here you can enter into PHP. So this is the database which you have created. Okay, so right now you have to add in your tables. So here you have an option called as import. If you click on import and close it, you see that on the desktop you have my file, and you have to do is this. So you can see that my table has been successfully imported. Okay. So you can see the most important table is this options table. So here you see that my extraction is completed. Okay. So do not keep any files. If files on your server, it's better you delete them. And delete it. Here you have your files. So right now what you have to do is all your files must be outside this public HTML folder. Okay, so you have electronics. So inside this, your files must be there. It must not be inside a folder. Okay? So what you can do is you can move the entity. So I have an option over here to move. So I can change the destination. I can select this electronics folder. Okay? So I have to move. Okay? So I can delete this. You can see all my files are here now. Okay. All our local files which we have compressed and moved it to my server. Okay. And here, right now this we have also imported our table inside here. So this options table is very important. Here you can see that the site URL is localhost 888 electronics, that is my localhost URL. Okay. So here what you have to do is you need to edit this column. Okay. You need to edit this column and you have to get the IP address, the host name. So here you have to just double click on it. You can just click and your host name. Okay, that is your host name. Same way, likewise, to the home URL. post. Okay, this is very important. So if you change this value, your IP will point properly or your table will get loaded properly. Okay. So another important thing is the TW config file. Okay. So right now we created a new database. So right now your database name is totally different. This is your database name. Okay. And the user also is the same name, and the password is also changed with the new password. Okay. So and here according to hosting web, the host name is MySQL. Okay. It's not localhost in hosting web. So based on your hosting provider, these details change. So you need to give the proper host name. Okay. So I'll save and close. Okay. Right now we can refresh this page. You can see what happens. Okay. So you can see that in this domain right now I have the website. Okay. I go to home. Okay. So this is another issue. So this you can completely log in at the backend, give your username and password, which we gave yesterday. Okay. So that issue happened because of not setting up your permalinks. There is something called as permalinks. You can see that this is the about page, but it's not loading properly. So what you have to do is settings, something called as permalinks. You have to go here. You have to change it to host name because this is what we set it up at the first. So you have to give save. So once it's saved, you have to show you this is where the permalinks is updated. You click go to the about page. So now you can see that the page is working. Okay. Go to your contact page. So the page is up. Okay. So that is pretty much. So this is how you can move your website from local to a live server. Okay, you can see that everything just came up just like that. Okay, all you have to do is you have to change the WP config file with whatever database name you have created over here. This is my database name, so I have changed it with that, and the username is over here, and whatever password I created. So all those informations are important. You have to change it on the config file. This config file. Okay. And the second thing is that in the options table, make sure you change the URL, the site URL and home URL. Okay. These two are very important. Surely change them. So once you change them, that's it. So after that, if the pages are not loading, you must select go to your admin dashboard by logging in WP admin. Well, whatever password you created at the beginning, that is it. You just have to create. You have to just log in and go to settings. In settings, there is something like permalinks. You can just keep that post name and you can just save. All the pages will be up on your live website. Okay. So if you have any questions, actually you can ask. I hope everyone understood. Anybody has any questions? So anybody any questions? No questions. So okay, before that, we'll do a thing. You saw this website. This is a basic website. I'll take you through another thing, and another website, which has WooCommerce, so that you can see a live demo in WooCommerce also as well. So we have a demo store over here. You can just if you see this website.
So I think you should share your screen.
Yeah. So I hope everyone can see my screen. So this is a completely demo site which is on WooCommerce. So you can see that it's a store website where they're selling a few household items. Okay, tea powder, milk powder, and things like that. Okay, so this is completely a WooCommerce website. Okay, so there is something called a shop where you can see that you can if I purchase this tea powder, you can see that I have different variants over here. I can set up these variants 100 gram to 50 grams. Okay, so if I choose this, you can just add it to the cart. Okay, I can change my quantity here. Okay, so whatever I can do, I can change it. Review my cart. Okay, so I can, if I want to change my quantity, I can change my quantity and update my cart. Okay, so the rate also gets automatically updated. So you can check out. Okay, so you can see that this is the checkout page. Okay, so this website has not been enabled with any payment gateways, so this one will successfully place your order. But some of the basic information which we will buy for an online shopping website. Okay. So here I'll show you how WooCommerce. We saw something about WooCommerce yesterday, so I'll just take you through the WooCommerce plugin. So this is what your WooCommerce plugin will be. You can go to orders. You can see that I have placed an order an hour ago. So if you want to view the order, you can see that. You can see the details, phone number, things like that. You can see some orders are in processing. You can see the email address, phone number, shipping address. So you can change. So if you want to send an invoice, things like that, you can send. So this is something about the order section in the WooCommerce. So products, some important part. Where you add the products. Okay. So you see here that I have already added few products. So if you want to edit, you can edit. So you can add the product name. So if you want to add a few descriptions on it, you can add a description. You can see that I have added a regular pricing. Okay. If you are having inventory, you can add an inventory if it's in stock or want to show it in out of stock. Okay. Or allow back orders, scale codes, shipping based on date. Okay. So when you purchase this product, if you want to add some more products in this page, you can have it as upsell or cross-sell based on your needs. So attributes, you can see that okay, in this product you can see attributes, but in the tea powder you can see several attributes. Okay, so if you want to add a description, you can add, and these are all categories based on, so these are all grocery categories, so it's selecting on groceries. Okay, so this is a static product, we select product. So we saw something called as versus another product. So here you can see that the price is variable, that is called as attributes. Based on the weight, things are changing. You can see that over here, this is called as a variable product. Okay. So you can see the different variations. So for 100 gram, how much are we charging. So it's 60 rupees. Okay. And for 250 gram, it's 157. So based on this variations, the product you can see actually. Okay. So WooCommerce is pretty easy to handle. If you are planning to do an online shopping e-commerce, things like that. So whatever variants you had will come up over here. So 250 grams is 157 rupees. So here you can see that 250 grams it's 157 rupees. Okay. So this is something for WooCommerce. We didn't see a live demo yesterday, but so this is on WooCommerce website. Okay. So there is settings for you if you want to control sales only on your place. So you can see that sell only to specific countries. So selling locations. So I have set only to India. So this customer has selling only in India. So you want to enable tax, things like whatever currency you want, you can set up. So I have set up Indian rupees. So it's pretty easy to integrate all these things. You have a section called as payments. So on this page, you will, if you want to have check payments, if you want to have cash on delivery, so whatever type of payments you want, you can set it up on this payment section for your WooCommerce products. So emails is an important thing here. Whenever a new order is placed, all the emails come to this email. So if you want to change it, you can go to manage and you can change this email address. You can change the content. So your congratulations. So if you want to add something else, you can definitely do it. So if you want to enable this notification, you can enable it or disable it. So there are a lot of options available on WooCommerce plugin. It's completely free. The good thing is that it's completely free, so you can use it. Okay. So that is pretty much. So if you have any doubts, you can ask. I'll be able to help you. So everybody has any doubts? Okay, so Ashok Kumar sir has asked a doubt. He has asked how to assign domain name which we bought to create website. So okay, you already have a domain name, and the most important thing is that only if you have a domain name you can't do anything. If you have a domain name, you need to purchase a web server. Okay, so here you see what we have done is that we have purchased a domain name from GoDaddy. You can see that we purchased a domain name from GoDaddy, and you need to purchase a hosting service from another service provider, or you can purchase hosting service from GoDaddy itself. So you need a hosting service as well. So when you get a hosting service, you can you can move your files to your piece of place called as so we saw something called as file manager. So to this file manager, whatever domain you create, whatever domain you have, you can put it to this file manager. Okay, so here what we have done is we have changed the entire name servers here to hosting. So this is your domain name. So I have purchased a hosting and web service provider. So I have pointed this name servers. So this is hosting the name service. Okay. So I have given this name servers to this place over here. Okay. So right now that is how you point your domain name to a hosting service provider. So from here you can create any WordPress website. You can move it to your WordPress you can move to your service provider from this using this file manager. So it's important that you also try it that service provider. Ashok sir.
சார் நான் என்ன கேட்கிறேன்,
மியூட்ல இருக்கீங்க சார், சொல்லுங்க சார்.
கோடாடில இருந்து ஒரு டொமைன் வாங்கியிருக்கேன், எக்ஸாம்பிள் எலக்ட்ரானிக்ஸ், ஓகேங்களா? அந்த இதை வந்து நம்ம வெப்சைட்டுக்கு எப்படி இந்த போஸ்டிங்கர்ல ஸ்பேஸ் வாங்குறீங்க இல்லையா, எந்த இடத்துல இந்த கோடாடியில வாங்கின டொமைன் அசைன் பண்ணுங்கன்னு கேட்குறேன். ஏன்னா நம்ம electronics.com அடிச்சாதான் வரணும் இல்லையா வெப்சைட்ல. நீங்க வேற நேம் யூஸ் பண்ணீங்க, electronics.xch அந்த மாதிரி .com வர வைக்கிறது.
இப்போ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்துட்டு நீங்க ரெக்கார்ட்ஸ் மாற்றலாம். சரியா, ரெக்கார்ட்ஸ் மாத்திரீங்களா நேம் சர்வர்ல போயிட்டு இப்போ நீங்க எங்க வச்சுட்டீங்களோ அவங்க வந்துட்டு உங்களுக்கு நேம் சர்வர்ஸ் கொடுப்பாங்க. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி நேம் சர்வர்ஸ் இருக்கும். ஓகே, ஸோ இந்த நேம் சர்வர்ஸை நீங்கள் என்ன பண்ணணும்னா உங்கள் டொமைன் உங்கள் இதில் இந்த நேம் சர்வர்ஸை நீங்கள் மாற்றிடுவீங்க. ஓகே, ஸோ ஒன்ஸ் நீங்கள் மாற்றினதும் பேஸ்ட் ஆன் த ஹோஸ்டிங் ப்ரொவைடர் கொஞ்சம் டைம் ஆகும், மேபி 24 hours ஆகலாம், இல்லை 1 or 2 days ஆகும். அதுக்கு பிறகு என்ன ஆகும்னா நீங்கள் டொமைன்ஸ் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு இடம் இருக்கும். நீங்கள் டொமைன்ஸில் போனீங்கன்னா யூ கேன் சி ஆல் யுவர் டொமைன்ஸ். இப்போ ஹோஸ்டிங்கர் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இந்த சைடில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா எந்த டொமைன் எல்லாம் லிங்க் ஆகிருக்கோ அந்த டொமைன் நேம்ஸ் எல்லாமே இங்கே வந்துடும் இந்த சைடில். ஓகேயா, ஸோ இதில் நான் இப்போ gxtech.xyz அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு டொமைனுக்கும் என்னுடைய ஹோஸ்டிங்கர் அக்கௌண்ட்டுக்கு லிங்க் ஆகிடுச்சு. சரியா, லிங்க் ஆகிடுச்சா? இப்போ லிங்க் ஆனதுனால நான் என்ன பண்ணுவேன்னா இதில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஃபைல் மேனேஜர் இருக்கும். ஃபைல் மேனேஜரில் போயிட்டு என்னுடைய ஃபைல்ஸ் எல்லாமே அந்த ஃபைல் மேனேஜருக்குள்ளார நான் போட்டுருவேன். இப்போ நேற்றுக்கு நம்ம இந்த WordPress எல்லாம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா
நம்ம கோடாடியில் நம்ம என்ன டொமைன் வாங்கணுமோ அந்த அந்த டொமைனை வந்து போஸ்டிங்கர் நம்ம கிரியேட் பண்ணணும்.
ஆமாம், ஸோ ஒன்ஸ் நீங்கள் அங்கே கொடுத்ததும் ஓகே அப்படின்னா நீங்கள் என்ன பண்ணணும்னா
நான் கோடாடில இருந்து ஒரு டொமைன் வாங்குறேன் electronics.com.
ஆமாம்,
அதை எப்படி இந்த போஸ்டிங்கரோட பயன்படுத்தலாம் இருக்கு?
ஸோ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்துட்டு நீங்கள் ஆட் வெப்சைட் அப்படின்னு ஒரு ஆப்ஷன் இருக்கு. சரியா, ஸோ இங்கே பார்த்தீங்கன்னா டொமைன் நேம் அப்படின்னு இருக்கு. ஓகேயா, ஸோ டொமைன் நேம்ல இப்போ நான் ஏற்கனவே gxtech.xyz அப்படின்னு ஏற்கனவே நான் ஆட் பண்ணதுனால ஏற்கனவே இங்கே இருக்கு. ஸோ இது கூட நீங்கள் ஆட் பண்ணிக்கலாம். புரியுதுங்க? ஓகே ஓகே,
புரியுது. கேட்டது ஆனா கரெக்டா கன்வே பண்ணல இங்கிலீஷ்ல. பட்
சரி சரி, என்ன டொமைன் வாங்கினாலும் நீங்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இதுல ஆட் பண்ணிக்கலாம். ஸோ ஆட் பண்றதுக்கு முன்னாடி நீங்க என்னன்னா இந்த ரெக்கார்ட்ஸை மாத்திடணும். இந்த ரெக்கார்ட்ஸ் அப்படின்னா நீங்க அங்க ஆட் பண்ணும்போது இந்த ரெக்கார்டு அங்கேயும் கரெக்டா இருக்கும். ஸோ இந்த ரெக்கார்டு ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா நீங்க ஆட் பண்ணும்போது வந்துடும்.
ரெஃப்ளெக்ட் ஆகிறதுக்கு டைம் எடுக்குமா சார்?
கண்டிப்பா கண்டிப்பா, பேஸ்ட் ஆன் டைம்
நடக்கும்.
மேக்ஸிமம் 48 hours, மேக்ஸிமம் 48 hours, மேக்ஸிமம் 48 hours இல்லைன்னா மேக்ஸிமம் 2 or 3 hours தான் இருக்கு. So anybody has any other doubts? So if anybody has any doubts, you can ask.
Okay, I think
now I have a question, sir.
Okay.
I want to create any website. I need to add many elements, many plugins. அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு வெப்சைட்டை டிசைன் பண்ணா எந்த டுட்டோரியல் யூஸ் பண்ணா கொஞ்சம் ஈஸியா இருக்கும்? ஏன்னா நிறைய ஒரு வெப்சைட்டுங்கும் போது நிறைய கண்டென்ட் வரக்கூடிய ஒரு ஃபிளிப்கார்ட் மாதிரி ஒரு வெப்சைட் நம்ம பண்ணோம்னா நிறைய கண்டென்ட்லாம் போட வேண்டியிருக்கு. அதுக்கு நிறைய நம்ம பிளக்கிங் யூஸ் பண்ண வேண்டியிருக்கும். எதுக்கு எந்தெந்த பிளக்கிங் தேவைங்கிறது, எந்தெந்த கொண்டு வர்றதுக்கு எந்தெந்த பிளக்கிங் தேவை, எந்தெந்த தீம் தேவை, அந்த மாதிரி இதெல்லாம் ஸ்டடி பண்றதுக்கு இது டுட்டோரியல்
இல்ல கண்டிப்பா
நீங்க ஒரு 3 நாள் நீங்க வந்து எங்களுக்கு ஓரளவு கரெக்டா கொடுத்துட்டீங்க, பேசிக் கொடுத்துட்டீங்க. இதுல இருந்து நாங்க ஒரு ஓனர் வெப்சைட் கிரியேட் பண்ணோம்னா என்ன பண்ணலாம், எப்படி ஏர்ன் பண்ணுவாங்க?
புரியுது சார், புரியுது. அதாவது இப்போ யூஸ்வலா இப்போ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் அதான் என்னன்னா நம்ம கோலை செட் பண்ணிக்கணும். அதாவது நீங்க என்ன வெப்சைட் பண்ண போறீங்க, என்ன பிசினஸ், உங்க பிசினஸ். இப்போ நம்ம வந்துட்டு ஒரு ஸ்டோரி எடுத்துருவோம், ஒரு மளிகை கடையை எடுக்கிறோம், ஒரு சூப்பர் மார்க்கெட் நம்ம ஆன்லைன்ல ஃபுல்லாவே ப்ராடக்ட் சேல் பண்ண போறோம்னா, ஸோ அதுக்கு ஏற்ற மாதிரி நம்ம தீம் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் செக் பண்ணணும். ஸோ தீம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நாங்கள் மேக்ஸிமம் themeforest.net அப்படின்னு ஒரு சைட் இருக்கு, சரியா? இதுல சாட்ல போகுது. ஸோ இந்த themeforest.net இந்த வெப்சைட்ல நீங்க போனீங்கன்னா என்ன பார்த்துக்கலாம்னா நிறைய தீம்ஸ் அவைலபிளா இருக்கும். எல்லா தீமும் வந்துட்டு ஒவ்வொரு பர்பஸ் இருக்கும். ஸோ என்ன பர்பஸ், இப்போ நம்ம ஒரு ஷாப் வெப்சைட் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ண போறோம்னா இ-காமர்ஸ் வெப்சைட் அப்படின்னு சர்ச் பண்ணீங்கன்னா கண்டிப்பா நிறைய தீம்ஸ் அவைலபிளா இருக்கும். ஸோ இந்த தீம்ஸ்ல நீங்க என்ன பண்ணிக்கலாம்னா உங்க ரிக்குவயர்மெண்ட்டுக்கு ஏற்ற மாதிரி, இப்போ நீங்க வெறும் கடை மட்டும் தான், வெறும் ஷாப் மட்டும் தான் பண்ண போறீங்க, யூசர் ஷாப் மட்டும் தான் பண்ண போறாங்கன்னா ஸோ அதுக்கேற்ற மாதிரி ரிலேட்டடா தீம்ஸ் கிடைக்கும். ஸோ அந்த தீம் நீங்க வாங்கிக்கலாம். இல்லதுன்னா ஃப்ரீ தீம்ஸ்ல நீங்க செக் பண்ணி பார்க்கலாம். இப்போ வந்துட்டு நம்ம நேற்று பார்த்த மாதிரி லோக்கல் ஹவுஸ்ல இன்ஸ்டால் பண்ணும்போது அட்மின் தீம் இன்ஸ்டால் பண்றதுக்கு ஒரு ஸ்பேஸ் இருக்கு. அங்க போயிட்டு நீங்க ஜஸ்ட் இ-காமர்ஸ் வெப்சைட் அப்படின்னு டைப் பண்ணீங்கன்னா கண்டிப்பா நிறைய தீம்ஸ் அவைலபிளா இருக்கும். ஸோ அதை பேஸ் பண்ணி ஸோ அந்த தீம்ஸ்ல நீங்க ரீட் பண்ணிக்கலாம், கொஞ்சம் செக் பண்ணி பார்க்கணும். ஸோ உங்களுக்கு ஏற்ற மாதிரி இருந்ததுன்னா நீங்க கண்டிப்பா இன்ஸ்டால் பண்ணலாம். ஸோ ஷாப் நீங்க பண்ண போறீங்கன்னா கண்டிப்பா WooCommerce ஒன் ஆஃப் த பெஸ்ட் பிளகின். ஸோ WooCommerce பிளகின் நீங்க இன்ஸ்டால் பண்ணாலே உங்களுக்கு ஷாப்புக்குள்ள எல்லா ஃபீச்சர்ஸும் அதுல அவைலபிளா வந்துடும். ஓகே, ஸோ ஆமா,